Welcome back to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. And we have Shelley Hendrix here with us today from Autism Votes. A very important time of year to support the work of Autism Votes and to mobilize our autism community to get our political candidates behind supporting us and what we need as a community. So, Shelley, we like to find out, Shannon and I always love to hear about the personal story, the personal journey of each person that becomes involved in making the world a better place for those families and individuals with autism. How did that start with you? How did you become involved?
I became involved on April 27th, 1998, when my son Liam was diagnosed with autism at the age of 28 months. And we knew something was going on with him when he was about 17 months old, and we did what every family does, and we checked him out a million different ways, and the end result was the diagnosis of autism. And I wasn't really happy about being drafted into this army initially, and I didn't handle it very well for the first couple of months. And then I majored in political science in college, and I also had a sales and marketing background, and I started getting involved with the autism community with that. I thought, you know, I can go to Washington and I can be a really loud mouth, so I need to put those talents to good use. So I've been advocating for people with autism really actively since 1999 and have been integrally involved with it. I love what I do. Every single day I jump out of bed so that I can find new ways to shake, rattle, and roll and get autism noticed on political levels and try to get the community engaged, because one of the things that I've noticed over the years is everybody's very good at, especially with social media, especially since Facebook's come around, everybody's good at saying what they're frustrated with, how they're impacted every day. And what advocacy allows you to do is kind of focus and direct that energy to people who can help you, whether that's focusing it in on your teachers and your school board so that you get an appropriate education for your child, or whether that's focusing it in on state legislators so that you can access insurance treatment for coverage for treatments for your children and adults, or whether we're focusing it in on the federal government to say we really need help and here's where we need help. And the best thing that I find about living in the United States is that we have an opportunity every day that is given to us to approach our political leaders and tell them that there is a problem, offer a solution, and then ask them to please put that into action so that our lives can improve. And we have that ability. We have the ruby flippers. We just need to click them together.
Shelley, how old is your son now?
He's 16.
And so you're in that period of time that we talk about a lot here on the show, that transition time. Do you have specific concerns for your son and for that age group that you want to address with the politicians?
I have huge concerns for him, and he was very severely impacted when he was younger, and he's doing very well today. He's still definitely impacted, and but he's doing pretty well. He's active in Boy Scouts. He has a job at McDonald's, and he's attending a regular high school setting. He got a 3.0, so we're really proud of him for that. But he does still have significant issues, and we're hoping, just like every parent hopes, that one day he won't be living on our couch, and he will be living in his own apartment and taking care of himself, that he won't be spending all of his grocery money on Legos, and that he be able to take good care of himself and hold down a job and live independently and hopefully have his own family one day. He wants that for himself. He wants 2 boys and a girl, a wife. And his sister wants that for him too, because she loves him to pieces, and she will be the first one to scrap and defend him, but she wants him living in his own place.
That's, you know, that's a testament to you, Shelley, that you said he was severely impacted. And the fact that your son at 16 has a job, has a 3.0 grade average, is into Scouts. And I mean, when I hear this, I can't tell you the admiration I have, for I know the sense of commitment that you've had to have not only to your own child's care and development, but the work you've done with the community at large. And I know Shannon and I both just have such admiration for you.
Absolutely. And I know, Shelley, in previous conversations with you, that you, as you just mentioned, you have a daughter who's not on the spectrum. And I've heard you say that the work that you do for both of your children. How has autism impacted your daughter who's not on the spectrum, and why is it so important that you do this work for her?
Because I really, honestly, when I got started with this 12, 13 years ago, we've come a long way in the autism community, but I just really didn't think we'd still be pushing this hard for things. And I remember telling her when she was a little girl that we'd have this all straight by the time she grew up and wanted to have children of her own. And it's something that she's very concerned about. I mean, she's had to deal with it her entire life. She was 6 years old when Liam was diagnosed, and she's really never known anything differently. And we're very blessed that Liam's doing well. And people ask me all the time, they're like, what did you do, to help Liam? And I'm always like, well, we did everything. And I don't know what to tell you worked, best. I think we attacked it in a different, we tried to make sure that he was physically healthy, and then that he was, that his sensory involvement calmed down, and then we worked on behavioral components, and then we worked really hard on personality with him, because my thought was, if you're a really nice person, then you will get further in life, and you don't necessarily have to be able to sit down and discuss Chaucer with people over coffee on Saturday morning. But you do have to nice.
That's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir, be a good boy. And he's a really good kid. But I tell Marin every day when she's like, oh, you're doing this again, and 6:30, could we please have dinner? And why are we having to go do this instead of going to do other things that other families do? And I say, I'm trying to get this all done so that you don't have to deal with this when you're an adult.
Well, that's an admirable thing, and we're glad to be in the fight with you to get it done.